Welcome, everyone, to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, Matt Phillips.
Hey, guys.
Matt's in his home studio. I'm in mine. And this is an exciting episode because, honestly, this is the first time we'll ever get to review a new album. We've ever gotten to review a new album from this band we're both big fans of. They haven't had an album out since this channel has been in existence. The last time they put an album out was a few months before Tim's Vinyl Confessions started, and they're back. The album and the band is Winger. Talking about Winger 7. Yes, their 7th studio album. Not the most prolific band, but there's one band that's got the beat for gaps, and we're excited about that too. That's coming up. We might even touch upon that a little bit on this episode. So, Matt, I mean, yeah, we've never done a new Winger album because there has not been one. Do you want to bring folks up to speed, maybe, that thought Winger hasn't had an album out since Pull, maybe?
Yeah. So they're one of those bands that we can talk about that never actually technically broke up. They're still best buds. The main writers, Kip Winger and Reb Beach, they've been the core of the band since day one. They still hang out all the time. In fact, I went to see Kip solo a little while ago, and he called Red Beach during the concert. So, but this is actually the first time we're going to get a 5-piece Winger. So you've got Kip Winger, Red Beach, Paul Taylor is back for the first time. But what you're talking about, sort of during the after Pull, we had albums they did with John Roth. And so they've reformed, and they've done 3 albums, and then now we have 7.
Yeah, like they did Winger 6 in 2006. I mean, that was the first one in 13 years. And then Karma, which I love, 2009. And the last one was in 2014, the year that we started, but it was Better Days Coming, and it was, I don't know, it was like springtime, I think. It was earlier on in the year, so we never got a chance to review it. And they've never, my opinion, have never phoned in an album. They've never done a bad album. There's always been consistency. And I think that continues here. I mean, spoiler alert, we like it. There was no trepidation going on to this, into this and thinking, what have they come up with? Are we going to be disappointed? I hear nothing to be disappointed about. But Matt, let's dive into this. Let's go through it track by track. The opening song, which is, the one that they put out as a video and it gave us a little preview a few months ago, Proud Desperado. What are your thoughts on this opening track?
I like those the heave-ho stuff in the background. This is a killer tune. It might be talking a little, I mean, we don't really get political here on the TVC, so I won't go there, but you're proud desperado. You took a stand with a gun in your hand. They sowed your doubt, then sold you out. Never saw it coming. So,
Yeah.
I really love the song. And they did a really cool video for it, too. First time I think they green screen in the background for a Winger video.
And I think it's also the first time that Kip collaborated with Desmond Child. I've never seen his name on a Winger album before. You'd think it would have been a no-brainer because, when it comes to melodic rock, I mean, Winger, but then again, Kip and Reb have always just been able to come, and Paul sometimes have always been able to come up with melodic songs. But this time around, the lyrics specifically, Kip and Reb wrote the music, but the lyrics are Kip and Desmond. But you were telling me that Desmond actually wasn't Kip's first choice to collaborate with.
No, he originally wanted to write with a guy from Kix. What's his name?
Ronnie Youngkins?
Yeah. One of the guys from Kix. They've been friends since, actually, Kip wrote a song on the first Kix album, I believe. So they've been friends ever since. Kip, he talked about it actually in one of his interviews that he really likes the way that this guy phrases songs and his writing. So he was busy, which is kind of funny because we actually just heard not too long ago that Kix had officially retired. So maybe they'll start writing again together.
I think there's a Beau Hill connection too. I think Beau Hill produced one of Kix's albums. They were both on Atlantic Records. So yeah. But yeah, great song, and it's heavy. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of songs on this album are heavy, which is great. You just with Winger, they're so darn good musicians. They're such good musicians. They could just adapt to just about anything, and that's proven on the second track, "Heaven's Falling," more melodic song this time around. What did you think of
Yeah.
this one?
Yeah, Heaven's Falling. I find this to be more of like your poppier style riff Winger, and it's got some fun little piano accents in the intro. Uh, I really know that I'm loving the songs when I'm singing them in the shower, kind of thing, right? You know, you find them catchy. I like that part in the song where it goes, "The world of us fading away," and then it actually fades away, and it kind of caught me off guard for a second. Like it literally it all just gets sucked into almost no volume. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? And then it just kind of brings it back. So yeah, really like that song as well.
And then, as if that song almost didn't happen, we've got "Tears of Blood," another
Yeah,
heavy one.
yeah. So this is the latest actually video single that they've released. This is definitely for sure one of my favorite songs on the album. Um, on an interesting part though that I like, about 2:40 into the song, Kip's got this spoken word part, and he really gets kind of close to the mic, and he's like, "Dear God, why so many demons?" And then you hear someone in the background, "Don't stop believing in yourself. You know, red ones, blue ones, black ones, green ones. You have so much to give." So um, it's really like a, you know, kind of a don't give up sort of thing. But what did you think of this song?
Same, you know, it just, I just found myself nodding my head along. And you're right, you get sections of the songs in your head. It's really hooky. You know,
Yeah,
again, that's Winger. That's what they do. They deliver. They deliver on all fronts. I think, you know, and Kip can sing heavy. He can sing light. You know, the guy just will never really get enough credit, you know, for the musician that he is. You know, next one, really cool one, really up tempo one. "Resurrect Me."
yeah. It's got kind of that, I call it the small amp sound. It sounds like he's just kind of writing a demo or something when it starts out. Like it's not like a big, powerful, in your face kind of sound. And then it's quite, I find throughout the whole song, he's really added lots of like effects to the guitar and effects to his voice. This one I find really singable. I'm Resurrect Me. Sorry, I can't sing, but
And it's got the little, it's got
yeah,
the
yeah.
little guitar that answers it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's also parts I've been listening to this a lot with my headphones on, working late a lot this week in the evening, and there's a lot of parts that kind of bounce back and forth, and you're not just like bouncing, but left and right. And it says, "The phoenix will burn, from the ash I'll return, resurrect me." So a lot
Oh,
of
the album cover here too.
yes, exactly. I was going to mention that.
And
Very
there
cool.
is, you notice something about this album cover that calls back to another album as
Yeah.
well. Besides the fact that they've gone back to the classic logo.
Yeah, if you really zoom in on that, you can actually see the cover for two albums back. They did Karma, and
Yeah.
they've taken the Karma album cover, which was cool, but it was kind of plain. And it's like they turned it into stone, and then the phoenix burst through it. You can even see the letters for Karma in the same iconography around in a circle. So it was kind of cool. I really like actually how they adapted it. So
And I like the
kind of,
fact, I like the treatment they gave the logo too. It's a little bit different now.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like it a lot. It kind of harkens back a little bit to how they had the first album had that iconic cover, and then they used parts of that for In the Heart of the Young. So
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
So next one, "Voodoo Fire." This one is a slower, more sensual kind of song. And one of my favorite parts in it is, it's a classic Reb riff, but it's like the pre-chorus.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
and when I heard that, I got Extreme vibes.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And now maybe that's just because, you know, we hinted at it. Extreme have a new album coming out too, and we're super excited about that. And we've never gotten to review a new Extreme album either, but it's been even longer for them. Consequently, it's only called 6. But anyway, yeah, "Voodoo Fire." This reminds me of like well, "Baptized by Fire."
Oh
You
yeah.
Are the Saint, I Am the Sinner. This is a classic. What's the one on Pull? Like a Ritual. This is that sort of swampy kind of thing. It's heavy. It's a little funky.
Yeah.
Great. It's great.
Voodoo Fire was actually, it's the first one that's solely written just by Kip. And of course, I immediately thought of his solo work. He's put out a few solo albums, but his most recent one, you'd have to go all the way back 15 years. So, but like you said, it's that slow tempo kind of, you'll breathe in voodoo fire. My favorite part at the end, though, is this really tender part where he just, again, Kip gets right up to the mic and he's sort of like,
Yeah.
I just gotta see you now. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Miss you. Love that part.
We're gonna get the complaints, and I love it. Gotta love you.
Yeah.
So and they, in a way, that kind of sets the stage for the album's first ballad.
Yeah.
Although it's a really dark, it's a long ballad, Broken Glass. This is, I mean, it's another good one. I mean, Kip and Reb wrote it. It never would have been a single, I don't think. It's more like it's not a ballad in terms of like Miles Away or Headed for Heartbreak. It's more like it's more like a heavier ballad, the way that, I don't know, Rainbow in the Rose, The Lucky One.
Yeah.
Like that's a really Spell 'Em Under. If you can't tell, I've been listening to Pull a lot lately. Sadly, I was hoping that when we filmed this, I'd have something else to show off, because the same day that this was released, there was a much needed vinyl reissue of Pull, which is a excellent album from '93. Poor timing for it to come out, but it's out there. I've seen people post it, the orange vinyl. I just am waiting on mine. But anyway, this has got Pull vibes to me, this Broken Glass. And then they change it up a little bit with the next track, It's Okay.
Yeah, there's always going to be a song on the Winger album where you go, wait, what? It's not what you're expecting. So this one kind of starts off with a little drum thing, and it's got a lot of talk box going through it. Yeah. And then, Kip's, it's like kind of a poppier song a little bit. And then Reb starts singing a verse. You try to dance, you're out of time. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
And then I'm pretty sure it's John Roth that I know, though it don't. Is that John Roth? Or
I wasn't
John
sure
Roth's got an excellent voice. It's funny. I thought he sang the part that Reb sang too, the lower part, but that makes sense. I actually had someone comment. I saw someone comment on that, and they wondered the part that Reb sings. They wondered if it was Jack Blades from Night Ranger. And I'm like, yeah, I hear that. It's not, but I hear it. And then I forgot all about this for a very, very brief moment in time. Reb was in Night Ranger.
Yeah.
But anyway, great song. I like I said, that It's Okay there. I know, though it don't show, that part. It comes back a few times. I love it. It's one of the more immediately accessible songs on the album, I think. Really good. And again, almost like, Don't Get Too Comfortable. I think the album's heaviest track is next.
Oh, okay. Just before you go on there, Tim, just a couple of things. So we mentioned Reb singing on It's Okay. If you're kind of wondering, what does Reb sound like singing? I mean, he's not Kip Winger. He's not a trained singer in that way. It kind of reminded me actually of, if you've heard the Smith-Kotzen project, there's of course Adrian Smith, Richie Kotzen. Kind of sounds like Adrian Smith, who's known for guitar playing, but has been singing parts in Iron Maiden for a long time. So it's got a kind of a unique little voice there. The only other thing I wanted to mention, is there a little Metallica reference in this song?
Ride the Lightning, yeah. I don't know if that was this one. The lyrics were co-written with Kip and Grant Van Dyke.
Stick the Knife In and Twist. Yeah, track 8.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, no. Kip wrote all the lyrics to. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. And maybe that's one of the reasons why it's got a different lyrical twist to it. Yeah, let's move on to Stick the Knife In and Twist. I mean, even the title doesn't exactly put you in mind of a ballad, and it's not. It's really heavy. It's really and really good.
Yeah. it's a speedy song. I'm always singing "Addicted to That Rush," which makes me think of another kind of band from that
Oh
era.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, I did look up Grant. I think it's Grant Van Dyke,
yeah,
Dij. I
yeah.
apologize. He's a composer. He works the it's called the Still Working Music Group out of Nashville. So that's as far as I could find out about that. But that makes sense because Kip wrote and recorded this album in Nashville. So, but yeah, Stick the Knife In and Twist. It kind of reminded me of like a modern up-tempo winger song, kind of like you'd have on Karma, that sort of thing. And then there's really two flashy guitar solos on here, and they have a little different sound. Because I was trying to think, is that Reb playing the first one, or John Roth playing them? So really dig that tune.
Yeah, it could have fit on Karma, I think. Now,
Yeah,
I should also mention, yeah, Kip produced the album, and it sounds great.
yeah.
It sounds great. It's sonically complete. I don't hear anything lacking there. The next one, One Light to Burn. What do you think of that one?
Uh, I kind of hate to say this because this is the one song that he co-wrote with John Roth, but if I could remove two songs, I do find the album is just a little bit long for me. There's two songs that I would, pun intended, pull from it. One would be this track 9, One Light to Burn. So it might be my least favorite song on the album. Again, I don't think it's terrible by any means, but I'm actually kind of struggling to remember how this one goes. I wrote some of the lyrics down, but it's not one that I like as much.
Moving on.
You don't,
Moving on, we got a solo effort, music and lyrics by Kip for Do or Die.
yeah. Starts out like an acoustic ballad. Um, and then there's a lot of those kind of up and down emotion stuff. So it starts out like an acoustic ballad, but then it's got the fight, get off your knees, you're far from forsaken, fight. So, there's lots of elements to this song. I think the message of this one is basically you can watch your life pass you by, or you can free yourself. You can crack the sky, stand up, dream big. It's do or die.
Yeah, the lyrics are always really, okay. Kip's taken some stick for one of their best known songs lyrically, but um, the guy's got a head on his shoulders, and his lyrics tend to be really, really good. I would say from the second album on, they're not just your average rock lyrics. Now, someone's going to go listen to Can't Get Enough, but you know what I mean for the most part. I would say from Pull onwards, there's not one song they've put out there that there wasn't a lot of thought put into the lyrics. All right, we're two tracks from the end, and the next one shares its title with one of the more recent Skid Row songs. And mathematically, I'm thinking this might be the other one that you could do without.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
Bomb.
It is kind of a slinky song. It's got one of those kind of single notey riff type things. I did note that I think it's Reb again that does a little bit of vocals on here with the ditch your life and the mess you're in kind of part. So the big theme on this one is, taste your self-destruction. But yeah, that's the other song I might have lifted from this album and go right into track 12.
Yeah. Interestingly, the only bonus track, I think, if you get the Japanese version, is an acoustic version of Proud Desperado, which, at least it's not on a totally different song. Then I'd have to get that too. Yeah, I think it ends up on a epic note.
Yeah.
With the second, I think, video that came out from this. It's a lengthy album closer. It's a ballad. It all comes back around.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny how they released this as the second single. The first single was the first song. Second single was the bookend, the last song. It all comes back around. This one's almost 7.5 minutes long. So, and I don't feel it. Like it feels like it's worth the time. He really put a lot of effort, I feel like, into the lyric on this one. Dark heart, disguise, street smart, you survived. And this one again is all really about the emotions in Kip's voice for me. So
Yeah.
And and all that stuff. So
He sells it really well. And Light Headed for a Heartbreak, it gives Reb a chance to shine.
Oh yeah.
A really long guitar solo at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you, it's just, to end the song is basically, and when you're broken on the ground, stunned, your world's come crashing down. Just remember what you found, that it all comes back around. So
Yeah. Listen, again, I don't think Winger are capable of phoning in an album. If you've never liked this band, this is not going to change your mind. Some people just made up their mind that, Winger are just one of those bands I'm not going to like. But if you do like them, I can't see you being disappointed in it. I know that some of our crew have, but it hasn't been out too long either. And the vinyl hasn't come out yet either. So we don't have any vinyl to show you.
Yeah.
Now, but what we do have to show you is our merch.
Oh,
Final Confessions merch. It's come out really, really well. But by now we've sold, I think, a pretty good variety, Matt. When you say like hoodies and
yeah.
we've sold a lot of different products, and you've had good luck with the return policy.
Fantastic return policy. Long story short, I actually have, not to brag or anything, but I have two Tim's Vinyl Confessions hoodies and two T-shirts, because the first one they sent me, the logo is a little crooked, and like you said, the customer service was A plus 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 plus. All I had to do was send them a picture of what happened, and they didn't ask me to bag it up and send it back to them. They're like, "Yeah, that should have been corrected." They sent me a brand new one, so that was pretty.
You don't have to go to the mailbox and pack
Yeah.
up something. So yeah,
Yeah.
tpublic.com. Go there, look for Tim's Vinyl Confessions or TVC variety, the variety of designs on there. Just wanted to give that a quick plug, but mostly, new Winger 7, go get it. If you've watched this far, you're obviously a fan. You won't be disappointed. Don't hold out on this one. Don't sleep on it. It's not an album that'll put you to sleep. So yeah, and Matt, I got to say, we talked about it earlier. You saw Kip Winger live in concert, and now he didn't preview any songs from this when you saw it.
No, we didn't. And I was kind of hoping that maybe he'd have copies of the CD there at his show. He didn't have any merch or stuff with him. It was just a solo show, kind of a fly in, fly out sort of thing. But there's been a little bit of news of him coming back to the area, maybe with the full band. So we'll see what happens. I know they've got a pretty full schedule. By the time you watch this video, they're going to be in the UK with Steel Panther in June, and they're going to be all over the USA in June, July, August, and September, and October. So they're making a full tour out of this, and they're also hitting Japan. So it looks like a pretty full docket for the Winger band.
There's one other thing I want to mention about this. This is the strangest thing. So the official release date on this is May 5th, okay, yeah. Which was Friday, which is the release date now for albums. This came to me via Amazon, and I don't get discs. Somebody asked me if I have to pay for discs. I absolutely do. I don't get things sent to me, okay? This came to me on the Thursday, the 4th.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And so much so that, I catalog my music on Discogs, and I had to create an entry for this. And I normally don't know I normally don't fill in the release dates. I was so into this, I actually filled in the timings for each track. I don't normally do that. Yeah. And when I went to submit, it said, this release date is in the future. Yeah. Can you confirm that you have a copy of this album? And I clicked yes. So it became, and people have put, better images up and put all of the little details, and that's fine. I always would rather have it up there already, but I do like to catalog my stuff, and it was fun. Your release date is in the future. I don't know if it was because normally I get a with Amazon Prime, I'll get a notification, your delivery's on its way. I didn't get that, so it's almost like it slipped out, and I'm not complaining. It gave me a chance to a day earlier to listen to the whole thing. So yeah, Winger 7 on Frontiers Records. Go get it, and go get yourself some Tim's Vinyl Confessions merchandise while you're at it. Matt, thanks for sitting in once again, and thanks everybody for watching Tim's Vinyl Confessions.